go. We're gonna do a problem for you. It's gonna be easy for you. Once you finish doing this type of problem, you'll be able to do almost any problem. So dealing with this, we're gonna separate our left side from our right side. Left side here, right side there. We have 3m minus 10, and really this says 3 times m minus 10 equals 2 times 4 minus 5 quantity. All right, so now what we're gonna do here, we're gonna distribute first, which means we're gonna do this times everything on the inside here. So 2 times 4m and 2 times negative 5. So doing that side, we have 2 times 4, which is 8, and we have our m there, and then 2 times minus 2 times 5, which is 10. Over here, we're just bringing this down, 3m minus 10. All right, and in one of our other sessions, we talked about inverse operations. Inverse operations just means opposite. So the opposite of add is subtract. Opposite of subtract is add. Opposite of multiplication is division, or the inverse. The inverse of division is multiplication. And for future references, the inverse of something squared, or to the second power, the inverse of that is square root of. Okay, and you'll use that for Pythagorean at some point. All right, so we talked about the inverse operation, so we can go back, and whenever you remember, when you're trying to solve a problem, you want the variable by itself. So we want to end up with something like m equals, okay? We don't have that right now. So what we want to do is start getting rid of anything that's on the same side with m, or doing the inverse. So let's start with this side here. We could do the 3m, so we want our m's on the same side. So I'm going to take this 3m and take it over there where the 8m is. In order to do that, I need to do the inverse of, there's no sign in front of it, so it means positive. So we're going to do a negative, or a minus 3m. Minus 3m. If you do it on one side, you have to do it on the other side to keep everything balanced out. So minus 3m. And I put it with the m because those are like terms. So boom, let's keep going. So now these cancel, and we end up with 3m minus 3m is 0m, which is nothing. So then we end up with negative 10 here, equals, and 8m minus 3m is 5m minus 10. All right. So we don't have m by itself yet. We have negative 10, we have a 5m and a minus 10. The 5 is connected to the m, so we're going to leave that right now, and then we're going to deal with this. So we're basically doing the opposite of the order of operations in this situation. So minus 10, the opposite of minus 10, or the inverse of minus or subtract, is add. So we do add 10 to both sides. And we end up with negative 10 plus 10 is 0, equals 5m. And negative 10 plus 10 is 0. So now we have the 5 is still with the m. We don't have m by itself yet. In order to do that, it says 5 times m, and times 5, the inverse of times, is divided by. So we're going to divide by 5 on both sides. Do it on both sides to keep it balanced, right? So now these cancel, you get a 1m, which is just m. I'll just put it there just so you know that's a 1m, which is just m. And then 0 divided by 5 is 0. All right, so m is equal to 0. M equals 0. Now let's check this. Let's check this, because a lot of people are messing up because they're not checking their problems. So the original problem was 3m minus 10. Keep on. All right, so we said m 0 equals m, or m equals 0. So now we're going to plug that in. We're checking this. We're going to check this problem. Check mode. So now what we do, this is the original problem. If you look back, the original problem was 3m minus 10 equals 2 times 4m minus 5. So we say m equals 0, so we're plugging in 0 every place we see a m. So now, where we see m, we plug zeros in, m, you see 0. So now we're going to check. We need to see if this side equals that side. So we're just going to go straight down to deal with this side, straight down to deal with that side. So 3 times 0 is 0, minus 10. And then over here, we have 4 times 0, which is 0, minus 5. So that's negative 5 inside. You always do the parentheses first, right? And then I just brought my 2 down. So now this side, 0 minus 10, is minus 10, or negative 10. And then this side is 2 times negative 5, which is negative 10. So negative 10 equals negative 10. So this is a true statement. We will write true. So we just checked it. Both sides equal. Balanced equation. It's all good. All right. Thank you for your time.